a little bit more capability of that regard, but we'll find out because we are live into this. And as I said, a lot of those concerns were coming through from it being the attacking side for FPX, so we'll get to see it pretty quickly if we do actually see problems mounting, and a proactive beginning for Fnatic as well.
There's no secrets about this on the way in. Again, stacked up, it's very invested. Similar to what we saw previously from FPX. Enzo going to try and get a little bit of damage here, and actually, yeah, Shao will eat a lot of that, but the heal will come through. Should negate pretty much all of that damage early on.
Yeah, 5v5 retake at this point. You see that late lurk building behind as well, but it's Angel to start things off towards the side, so Alfajer is going to be removed from the equation, and Angel still standing, but only for a moment longer. Enzo dives on the site, finding two. Angel and Shao deleted. Wall goes up. Zyppan wants to deal with that as quickly as he can. He can't quite do it. Boaster going to find SUYGETSU. And now a 3v2, but the spike is being stat as we speak. Mistic ain't moving, and Boaster's still doing as much as he can. Zyppan can't get there in time. And Fnatic pull it off.
Yes. Considered approaches from Fnatic are going to be the ones I have my eye on, right? Where they're able to, or where they're willing to give up sites for retake, and how they actually decide to use this utility to their advantage.
Do you see what Derke does with this?
Unnoted.
Oh, this huge timing could have been so much better for him. I thought he could get two on that. Yeah, he's done chip damage, but again, Shao is going to be exactly. It looked so set for success, but instantly tempered, and the repurchase coming out from FPX here. Now going to pose a couple more problems at Bulldog with Zyppan. And they hit the brakes for a second.
Was anticipating a little bit of aggression on the side of Fnatic, but come through now. They wait out the shock dart. Enzo does have a second, but actually the snake bite a little late here.
Not going to quite find the timing they wanted, but Fnatic's still going to hold on for two in this, leaving it down.
Again.
You're right. SUYGETSU trying to play a little bit of a different angle than ardiis. I don't think he can really deny this one. It's not really planted for the position he's going to be in. No, going to at least find Alfajer, but that's about that. Fnatic going to
just get away with these free diffuses. Whether or not that is kind of controlling or limiting the amount of pressure or damage done before the plant comes through. Resetting a little deeper. It almost sounds counterintuitive when Fnatic are just coming through, walling and sticking it, but it almost comes back to the point that Lothar was making, right? The lack of utility to really do damage, I guess, you know, prevents them from playing deep post-plant positions. There's none of this, like, post-plant cheese, other than the fragment.
Certainly proving to be an issue. FPX, a tentative start. Taking their time.
Not sure what that collided off, but
nope, didn't even want to address it. I was just going to move right on in, but you know what?
Yes, they had a snake bite just bounce off at like a 90-degree angle from something. Ooh, Shao actually narrowly avoiding the second there.
I feel like we've seen this before.
Yeah, they get themselves to a post plant. They're now tucked up a little deeper on site, though.
A little bit of a switch up in that regard, you're right. Now, sadly for them, they do only have the pistols to play with, so it's not going to be the perfect post plant, but it could be workable, especially if Angel's going to do that sort of work here. Tries to make the most of them as they turn towards Shao, but it's SUYGETSU to find Enzo, and actually now problems starting to present themselves. FPX this time going to make it work. Now there's that disastrous wall of the past, but Shao this time has none of it, so much.
What a day to be sat in front of a computer screen. Wouldn't have it any other way, right?
No, just sweaty. And we're back underway. Let's see what FPX look like now, as Fnatic could be working with...
They do actually explore to, well, outside of A site here. Trap dealt with over on B. FPX definitely showing intent. This side early on. Alfajer gonna swing, but Zyppan in position to punish.
Yeah. Comfortable already in that angle.
Yeah, already now just want to slow things down. SUYGETSU almost anticipating this A push in this round, which is crazy to consider. So Fnatic have showed no aggression towards this site.
Now, a little bit more utility invested towards B, desperate to try and keep those players enamored with the concept of it. And that's the question, isn't it? Can Mistic do anything with this? And jump spotted, already been seen. all that surprise and potential removed as SUYGETSU's going to find it quite quickly. Now they can dip towards the site a little bit quicker. Derke can get there, but already the flash through going to give them the head start. Force them to fight, and Derke's still going to find Zyppan. So they're doing chip damage here, but it is still 4 players, 3 rifles still in play. This is going to need a heroic effort from Derke. Not going to find any more. Yeah, that was the shutdown in the end. So FPX, I quite like the way that they...
Or maybe deal with it and just make sure that Fnatic are on kind of high alert.
The early aggressive plays have been mostly handled. Actually, Hunter's Fury going to come out as well. Did that get a tag? SUYGETSU an Angel, potentially, yeah. Enzo's going to find Angel as well. Going to force the res to come out. Burn that up nice and early. And Derke not really tamed just yet. Still trying to find that control over towards B-Long.
Time with Derke kind of finding contact so deep. Acts as a deterrent towards FPX, and Fnatic should read that they now have an opportunity to at least find a little bit of information elsewhere, but it's only Boaster here, almost, I guess,
deep.
playing anti-plant here behind the screens. But you can't give away this kill. The wall will be a big indicator. Actually, that's going to trigger the push through mid.
Angel trying to slip a little deeper on towards the side, but Mistic found him pretty quickly. Now the ult's going to come in. Again, so many problems. Once that spike goes down, it's so hard for Fnatic to now clear back through. Let's see how they do it. Boaster could be the first one to get foot on towards the side itself. ardiis just didn't notice it. Boaster, big punish towards it. Still looking for the follow-up, though. As FPX still have 3 players here. That Viper's Pit still very much occluding the vast majority of the site. Shao just playing on the very edge of this. Oh, I think he just saw the gun barrel. Didn't quite connect on it. Alfajer going to find Zyppan in the back lines. Now just one remains. It is going to be Shao, and only Shao. And he can't do enough. 2 players remain for Fnatic. Diffuse going to come in. And even with the Viper's Pit there, all of those players standing, it still works out for Fnatic.
I mean, that's actually crazy. You come back getting old. I can't even remember what happened 30 seconds ago, but somebody got away with it.
Yeah, you're not wrong. And
new melting emoji.
Oh, it's all I use. It's literally become a personality, man. Don't. Why did you attack me every single time I find something I like?
It's my new favorite as well.
Nice. Oh, Derke's not having a good time. Gun now gone. Mistic gonna put himself right in that position. Actually, he catches him completely unawares. That's a spike as well. Oh, that's an issue. Oh, that's a bigger one. Zyppan's gone as well. Problems aplenty, and FPX just halted at the door.
Actually, lockdown will go here, so allowing them to reinforce this hold. And actually, the Nano Swarm going to prevent Angel from actually retreating all the way into jail. 2 detained on the back of this. It's only ardiis that's active right now, but don't expect Fnatic to get overzealous to close out these kills. The spike firmly in control. Tour de Force still online. Not a single shot used just yet.
They've got to re-engage at some point.
The spike actually sits the other side of this Viper wall as well. I mean, they can retrieve it, but you see that SUYGETSU just yoinks it, but the reveal nearly costs him his life.
Oh, ardiis. This is so uncomfortable. Beautiful. This is so uncomfortable for FPX. You can see everything they're trying to do is just met by force. Now, yeah, they got a couple of kills, but it'd be a 3v1, and Enzo's still comfortable where he was. It was just
You see any sort of adjustment here for FPX to start out pretty similarly. Again, the alarm bomb just being masked by the poison orb in mid just keeps FPX guessing, right? I'm not sure. I mean, it was talking about with ardiis can still kind of show presence, and this might be the one to do it here at least. Need to deal with this alarm bot because Fnatic can play so deep on the back of it. They're like I said, they're looking for free control, right? Inherited off the back of this composition. The first time we see FPX walk up tube, there's Alfajer on the other side of this, actually.
Doesn't achieve anything. The ult into this. Alfajer just going to be backing away. Yeah, this is easy, light work for the man. Pulls back to the deeper spot. Wall goes up, sure, but no step gained at all. Angel slipped through a little bit, but you could already see the Boaster was playing deep on the fight. I don't think he's going to be too fussed by this at all. Again, good trade, but it is going to be a 1v3, and this is what we're seeing perpetually throughout the game. And then Fnatic looking unfair.
The fact that even here in round 7, that's still the setup from Fnatic after FPX haven't addressed mid whatsoever, it is really heads up.
FPX, well, a couple of those new looks really not finding what they wanted. It's been rough for them here. Fnatic very well prepared. Clearing out by yellow. No one around. Ardiis able to cross. But we have noted that it's been kind of that deep hold and a heavy lean, right? So it's like you'll have Boaster playing a relatively safe position and the rest kind of either exploring towards A or vice versa. However, this time, Ardiis has plugged Alfajer away from the site. Now, with the Viper's pick going up, do you still try and head that way, or do you now double back down? But then I guess it puts you right into the eyes of, you know, Derke, who's on the other side of the map. Ooh, maybe a little mid pump, but it's not. I guess with utility now removed, well.
Ardiis is drifting further and further forward, though.
I quite like that. Surely they'll clear sight, right? Like, diligently.
30 seconds left.
Well, let's see how much Derke can do.
Derke's going to find contact very early here. Does TP away. Again, just ahead of time as well.
This plays in Ardiis. Does Ardiis catch any of this on the back lines? FPX need to at least kind of really command their attention, because Ardiis is on the flank of his life, but he needs time to make this work. So the spike's going to go down, I think, safely, and here it is. This is when it all starts to go wrong. There's one. He didn't quite get the follow-up. He's going to force him in towards the side, so the rest now of FPX have to be ready for this forced hand of Fnatic, and then making it work. Fnatic still delivering. Derke finds 2. Zyppan, he's spotted out, and he's taken them Mistic away from the site itself, and now Boaster called upon. Not going to be easy by any means. And there it is, Ardiis.
Wow.
The impact was there in the end. It looked dicey, but he got 5-3. Nice little close game between these two. And it's always nice the early seasons when it comes into, you know, the early games in these sort of seasons. You kind of get to see what the teams have been up to. It's that really nice refresher. I've been enjoying watching this so far between these two. Not sure about my expectations really at this point. It feels like both teams are doing kind of what they wanted, but I kind of expected a little bit more from FPX still, just because of the roster change. But I guess, you know, then you throw in the honeymoon period for Fnatic. It's kind of a hard one to call. But still, looking at the beginning here, once again, it's that similar scene that we saw before. Boaster sitting deep towards the backside of B over by Snowman. You had kind of Alfajer roaming through middle. And then the lean over towards A, where we've already seen that Derke likes to sit a little bit deeper. But it's not alone this time. He has 2 players backing him up here.
And Derke, you see frantically screaming what is seen on the other side of things here. Mistic, once again, posts himself up on top of this wall to deny 410 control, and as he goes over the top, it's beautiful, but quickly traded out by Shao, and the res comes through.
Oh, and I think Derke just gave away a little bit of the game there. Alfajer going to bail him out on at least a trade, finding Zyppan, but you've got to look at what's remaining, and SUYGETSU still stands, gets ahead of it, plays a little ahead of the plant, punishes Alfajer on the back of the side, and SUYGETSU really having a round now. Boaster was a little late to this. Keep in mind, he was trying to look towards B after that flank that did come in last time, and now punished. Ardiis. No flank here, doesn't have to.
Where a composition should shine, on the side that Fnatic should really be running away with this. If this is where they want to find value from a composition like this, I'm eager to see what the application is on attack, but you've got to argue they wanted a bit of an advantage coming out of the defensive side.
Yeah, I did want to kind of touch in with you almost of how we feel about FPX on the attacking side here, because that was one of the worries with this composition, but we'll come back to that almost once we've seen this half conclude at the very least. As I think for now, this round should put them at 5-5, unless, well, the stack on the A side actually works out, but Angel trying to find any information potentially here. All that utility to clear out the corners. There's still 3 players. Enzo.
That didn't actually clear back box, though. This is...
There's potential for danger. They've cleared Mistic, and there was no trade, no swing, nothing. It was a clean kill. Do they clear it? They do. They still really keep diligent about there. There could have been danger. Alfajer can't make it work with the Spectre, and now it's Derke in a 1v4. So this does feel like a formality, and it is tied up 5-5.
At Fnatic's disposal. time around, actually, it's an immediate walk mid here. Ardiis
the
might
timing.
be caught off guard here, but again, the barrel of that tour de force. He swings that!
Derke.
What?
No shot would you swing that.
I mean, playing like you would with an operator on Jet.
Yeah. Yeah. Unreal. And that's going to be a frustrating one for Ardiis, I'm sure. Made to look a little silly. And now FPX going to have to kind of pick up what remains. Boaster still at the back of the site. We know that Alfajer has generally been lurking around middle, but it's actually, I believe, Mistic this time.
Has Mistic spotted this cross?
It doesn't. I
well,
mean,
now
now
he
it
has.
knows.
Oh, Mistic actually deafened there, and
Enemy down.
Angel desperate to try and punish it, but Mistic again delivers for Fnatic. Finds himself
All raised.
another kill. Wall goes up. They say finally, yeah, some punish
There
comes
we
through
go.
onto default. The wall dealt with the
30
nano swarm
seconds
to
left.
prevent the plant, and the Hunter's Fury for good measure. You'd almost want the Hunter's Fury to come second here in this scenario, but not sure if they wanted to try and combo that with the nano swarm to find a kill.
Initiated.
And the lockdown's the next thing though. And at 15 seconds left, this is huge.
It's massive.
Player standing.
With everything thrown at them, there's nothing more to be
Yeah.
done. Time was played perfectly, and I think you're right.
Yeah. I mean, think about it, actually,
It was his domain.
yeah.
Alarm bot.
But that's still what he's capable of, right? There's still, you've got to remember who this is.
Yeah, I mean, the agent doesn't make the player.
I'll
The
cut him
player
some
makes the
slack.
agent.
I'll cut him some
Right?
slack.
I think we're allowed to. So we know the capability, and is Boaster pushing up this time? New approach.
Bring them down.
But you can still see that Angel's going to be diligent in this. You don't really catch Angel slacking a great deal. And Boaster, the sense is now dulled, has to respect it and fall away towards the site. Of course, there's a little bit of early utility, sure, but again, FPX.
Angel's going to have his ult here.
Ooh,
I'll find you.
could work nicely towards site as well.
Face your fear.
Yep. There it is. Going to affect at least two of them, I'm pretty sure here. Boaster going to struggle a little bit. Wall goes up. Wait for that plant to come in. Don't think anything can really deny it for now.
Spike
No, there's the
planted.
Viper's Pit committed on the back of it as well.
FPX should be able to set up an absolute stranglehold here. Actually, looking as if they just want to reset away from this. The Viper's Pit will fall almost just to secure the plant here.
The knife did get destroyed. Zyppan looking for a quick flash, but the timing's good. Shao has his back. Or should I say the side, but it's ardiis. Deliver two bullets
Player
there,
standing.
leaving just Enzo. And it's going to be FPX. You said a bit of a stranglehold in that post plant, and absolutely right.
Was that actually on the back of that conversation? I'll see what FPX's plan is here for the defense. Ardiis, well in range of his TP, and we'll dig a little deeper than Fnatic. So, and actually Zyppan here to kind of counter swing off that contact if it does come through. Fnatic cautious very early on. Give away a couple of sound cues, which this will keep Ardiis and Zyppan posted deep. Derke got to catch that heal. Angel actually as well on the other side, I think, should reset back towards Shao, as you can see on the mini-map here. But yeah, very slow in approach now. They have to come through and almost approach this now as they would when the barrier drops. You've got all these angles to clear through. And Zyppan, again, I think he's deep enough here on pipes to at least hear those steps coming back.
I haven't seen a rotation off the back of it. I do see the Prowler being committed, and Ardiis going to find Derke. That's a big beginning. There's still placing Zyppan. Oh, huge detect, but he still gets overwhelmed. Mistic's going to find him there. So quick piece. But there's the early rotation from Angel.
30 seconds left.
Going to find one. Wall goes up. 26 seconds now. Site has been taken. Nothing really to stop this plant, and Mistic's going to make it away scot-free.
With the knife onto the wall. Other than that, actually, Fnatic going to be close enough to punish this. Mistic finds a headshot,
Oh, he's
but
got the angle.
no kill on the back of it.
I'm happy to play that angle for a while, and actually can take Ardiis with him. So a bit of a trade out. 1-for-1 in that, leaving it in a 2v2. Like, however, is in Fnatic's favor. Enzo going to deliver on towards Shao, leaving SUYGETSU in a 1v2, and that close corner, he has no idea Alfajer will reveal the plan eventually. Is Fnatic going to get the first in the second?
And similarly here on ICEBOX, where it is so common to play anti-plant, FPX don't really have those tools at their disposal. So they have to be fairly proactive in terms of finding these engagements.
And Shao.
Oh, he's pinged. He's revealed.
All that intent down to nothing. Mistic's going to clear him pretty easily in the end. Took a little bit of damage for it, but it'll be fine. Spike's planted. Fnatic with 5, and we've got 3 remaining. So this would take a real fumble if anything was going to go astray. See how much damage they can achieve, though. See if there's anything to be found. SUYGETSU and Zyppan really the ones in position to do something with this. Obviously, ardiis can as well. Push forward.
One enemy remaining.
Catch that. There we are. Mistic, comfortable. No problems. Fnatic keeping 4 standing.
It's a real good shot at this, and it would be a huge lead coming into the second. I mean, this would be the 9th, but it would almost guarantee the 10th.
Yeah, the knock-on effect's quite substantial. And SUYGETSU on patrol over by B-Long. Might have noted the player going for the jump spot there, so already aware of what's happening. You can see the call for support going to come in as well. Shao's going to be doubling up with him towards this. And it does seem as though the lockdown's ready to go as well if needed, but up and over the box, you can see where Shao is. Nasty position. Audio cued, 100% heard, but it's not where the rest of the team's at. So with Shao fighting Boaster quite quickly and cleanly, and there's nothing over the back of it, they should be able to hit this rotation pretty quick. It does leave a lot to ardiis here, if they did springboard off the back of this quickly.
The pings coming through from Fnatic on the minimap, though, almost implies Shao is the next one on the chopping board, but he's able to escape. Zyppan finds 2 headshots, actually. Enzo and Alfajer will fall in mid. Just Mistic and Derke now. See if they can get anything else done in this round. Sure, does Derke get the upgrade from mid there? I think there's a Bulldog to retrieve yet.
Mm-hmm. This has been a relatively flat round so far for Fnatic. I'm not really seeing too much to hold out hope for. With this amount of time left, this is
10
done.
seconds left. One enemy remaining.
Best they can hope for would be damage, and they're getting none of it. Yeah, that's Mistic just keeping a rifle for the next couple of seconds, but just felt flat, if I'm honest, Mike.
FPX, I mean, the closest being 3 away, but that is across the board pretty much. Only Shao and Angel missing an extra. Slow approach once again from Fnatic. I mean, this I think is a byproduct of this composition, but it relies on FPX almost giving something away early on.
Well, depending if ardiis goes a little too deep, could get caught out, but obviously has the capability to get out of dodge.
And he gets 2.
And he actually gets 2. The first I thought was free, but the second? Alfajer is going to be frustrated with that, but a quick reply from Derke.
They got the res now as well. Mistic.
It's not all lost.
Mistic going to come back. Yeah, probably get Alfajer back. I mean, should do for the lockdown. Yeah, he is. Also, both are going to have to watch this one from the sidelines.
Yeah, but by now the rotations are in. It's not going to be easy for Fnatic, even though they're back up to 4. There's so many players on this side ready for it. There's that lockdown coming in. What does FPX do with this? They try and dip their toes in the water just a little. Has to respect the lockdown, though. And dip out of there just in the nick of time. This has at least facilitated the spike plant.
Enzo almost got a death wish for that one, but unpunished. We'll get the tag as well. Actually repositions. Derke got a nice angle on the top side. We'll find Shao. As he gives them an advantage here, but immediately ripped away from them.
Yeah, back to this 3v3, but surely Derke is still in such a good position here.
The ace on.
Playing this so well. Surely Alfajer's gonna let him have it. There it is. Derke.
Did you enjoy the show?
Gonna put up the numbers.
Derke picking up,
You want to play?
looking like one of my
Let's play.
rank chambers, actually. He is so deep back into spawn, but he actually finds ardiis. The opposite number. Punished there under tube.
Look, after
That's the
Ascent,
second
that's
time.
gotta feel good.
That's the second
gotta
time
feel
ardiis
good.
and I was just like, what am I playing? What am I playing right now?
But look, a nice bit of vengeance, because Derke got bodied by ardiis when it was on, what, Ascent? Like, 1-for-1, Derke was not allowed in that game. So, that's real quite nice. Anyone else willing to challenge? Oh, Angel's up for it. Yeah, it's not gone well either. Derke having a lovely start to this round. Barely had to leave spawn for it.
Happy to slow things down as well, Fnatic up. A two-man advantage is set up, and with where the utility lies, it looks as if this is going to be all in from here on out. Two players, though, Shao and SUYGETSU, ready to greet this, and Enzo
30 seconds.
will be punished. Now coming through, actually, the counter wall on the other side of this should be pretty difficult for FPX to prevent anything else. Oh, Boaster just threads the needle. SUYGETSU and Shao punished. Zyppan left to find. And a 1v4 presented.
Yes, he will need a little bit of that magic to work this one out, won't he? I don't think you're going to get much of it.
So you've seen the tweet, I guess.
What?
The magic with a K.
Who? Magisk?
No.
No, you don't like Danish Counter-Strike players? It's crazy.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Magics? Like with 2 X's?
Not sure. What do you say? Is it
There's so many. There's so many to go for.
Counter-Strike? I've never heard of it. 2 rifles coming into this. Do have
It's
the
looking a
Viper
bit
spit.
shaky.
Yeah, it is. Sheriff's to kind of offset it a little bit. ardiis in range of his TP. Tucked up here, looking for early contact. Enzo going to burn up a couple of bits of utility. Fnatic don't even want to entertain. They're not giving FPX these opening duels.
Oh, it's quite bizarre to see Fnatic playing at this pace. I don't know why. It's not. It doesn't feel conducive in my brain. It obviously working to an extent. I can't deny it, but it's patience, discipline. FPX with a little bit of a taste of their own medicine. And the eventual, what looks like an inevitable, lean towards A.
Zyppan, see if he can deliver once again. To get to actually with a very late Viper Spear. Zyppan over the top. We'll find Boaster.
That's very uncomfortable now.
30 seconds left.
30 seconds. This is the problem with those late.
They got to scramble
round
for it, yeah.
hits.
And they should know the ardiis is still going to be posted pretty deep. So that's the reason we see them head towards mid. But he's going to catch all this information here. What can
Shao.
Shao do?
He's got to be good for at least 2 here, surely.
What?
Oh,
Alfajer.
Alfajer is so quick to it. Zyppan gonna catch the cross, and with 8 seconds now, Derke, he's got nothing to do but die. They left the clock so started. I'll take away a minute because I was a little late on it. Speaking of late, these rounds have been taking their sweet time. And it feels somewhat similar. Unless this mid pressure comes through any quicker. There's a little bit of information trickling through to the FPX side off the back of that mid contact on utility.
In fact, just so happy to play this out slow. And again, I think it's based on what FPX's win conditions are. Is kind of preventing Fnatic making this slow approach towards either site. Instead, so reliant on control, even on the attacking side here as well.
The utility work from Angel has been such a problem for Fnatic.
Derke's caught. I mean, the decay takes effect, but he actually...
You slip through.
Yeah, he will pass through. There's a trap to deal with as well in kitchen, so he will be noted any further progress.
How much can you get out of this? Okay, so that should at least cause one player to have to respond to this now. So he's pulled away one of the players who's leaning a little towards middle, but you're once again down to 20 seconds. Fnatic going to be going in somewhat blind towards the site and just hope that the hit works. Again, utility buying time. 15 seconds now. Boaster better do some damage. It's not work. 10 seconds now. The clock's the biggest enemy.
10 seconds left.
8 seconds. They're barely on the site. The spike isn't. This round's over.
Yeah, it is. Time will conclude it here. Angel and SUYGETSU actually
One enemy remaining.
find kills as well.
Like, you've got to be going down the protocol list, and if they're not achieving what they need, you got to hit that switch at some point. Surely it's this round, and there's the pace change. Alfajer gonna slip through middle now. Shao wasn't completely unawares. He was looking this way at one point, but now there's problems aplenty. Because you could already see the eyes turn as well on the other side, right? They're trying to play towards yellow, but they now need to be mindful of this D-long walk-up. Contact had. Life kept.
Gets out of it.
Oh no, Shao!
Absolutely fumbles that one. Alfajer gonna punish him for it. The plant comes through much earlier on. Alfajer will find his third there. Angel, last man standing. The 1v5. Need the ace to close it out. Finally, Fnatic find a little success here, and they absolutely should be rewarded for it.
It's gone a little closer as Angel, but now gets noted. The 1v5 looking less likely, doesn't it? Because it looked so likely earlier, of course.
Yeah.
As Mistic will close. And I've got to say, Shao with a bit of... What pace do we see now? Do we see the pace shift back to that? Because surely you're not going to see Alfajer get away with that twice, right? So what's the look now coming? Because ardiis still going to be fine. Going to have the operator out. Has support to an extent. Shao will have to dip away from this and respect it. And they're seeming quite paranoid about middle, and rightly so. Fnatic have been testing that.
I think in a great position here, though. Lockdown, Viper's Pit. You can see them just almost allow safe passage to set up on site here. And Enzo has the Hunter's Fury. So some key late round pieces here for Fnatic.
You should run.
We're going to see just that. The lockdown will go on. It'll clear sight. Potentially paving the way for Boaster to swing through with his Viper's Pit. ardiis, though, will he find a kill ahead of the hit?
2 seconds. 1. He better swing now. He's got 1 and he gets out. That will do the job for him. Does at least punish Derke, but this will allow the spike to be planted. That was the main goal here. Boaster utility gets laid on in.
Boaster's a little disconnected from this. He's going to be on a late mid lurk, so...
MAP3.
Is he coming all the way back to B main now, Lauren?
There's a time limit on this. I've got to see him pick up the pace a little bit here if he wants to have actual impact on it.
There's
It
the
looks
Viper's
like he's
Pit.
kind of foregone that plan, and you're right. Viper's Pit comes in. Angel trying to do any sort of damage he can as well, but it's Mistic to find do. Angel, SUYGETSU, ardiis, they're all doing the damage. And where's Boaster? Finally comes in, he gets the kill towards SUYGETSU. But do they know Alfajer? They do not. He was waiting patiently for that. And that...
On series point, they have the inventory advantage here. Only thing to work with for FPX is the revive. Fnatic now feel as if, found a little bit of success now. Ooh, can he find this? No. Again, that 2 ping on the drone makes it all the much harder now to hit those delayed Hunter's Fury, but I'll play from Shao to avoid that. Again, key if they remove Shao early on, the fact that he's the one with the revive here, almost enabling FPX to play a little more aggressively, right? Risk finding this first blood.
Now, we saw a couple of these rounds not work out very well for Fnatic because they were hitting on like, what, it was like 20 seconds. This looks a little quicker. Around the 50-second mark, and SUYGETSU spots 1, spots 2. Actually spots a great deal, so that should be a call for rotation, and hey, we know what's happening now. More goes in, but you know that FPX have substantially less to bring into this round. But they have the players on the right side of the map. 35 seconds now, still ahead of the previous clock the Fnatic were working with. And on the side they go. Shao's going to find Enzo. Derke still waiting. Shao again to find Mistic. The difference this man has made purely in this round already. Derke, senses dulled, vision depleted, and Angel with the punish. FPX, they're not giving this up by any means. This side of the map is certainly theirs. And once again, that slower hit just looks out of sorts for Fnatic. Not that slow A piece, right? You're expecting something else, and it is exactly that.
Yeah, and FPX in position to throw the wall up, try and reinforce some control here, but ardiis has got himself tucked on top of box here, and again, actually make a quick reminder of how often Derke would be the one to hop up top of green here to take control of this. This is
no jet to challenge.
Yep, and the first time he's played it as well.
A nice little counter just purely on the lack of a jet. It does give you far fewer angles to worry about.
I mean, ardiis
Pretty
should
sure the
always
outdrawing got-
ardiis should always see somebody first,
100%.
and he's gonna.
Well,
What?
Well-
The what?
well.
Delete the VOD. I never said it.
Alfajer with a belter of a start. Ardiis gonna be kicking himself for that one. Enzo on the overplay gonna find Angel,
Oh.
and it all
Player
looks
standing.
like it's done. SUYGETSU now, a great map from the man, but wrong site, wrong time, and a 1v5. I don't see it happening, and that first pick kind of started this downfall. The SUYGETSU, the undesirable scenario. First contact made, position noted, and everyone closing in. Fnatic really probably going to be enjoying this one. Torturous for SUYGETSU, as he will do the best he can. He does find one, but it's Enzo to